Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Above the Bar podcast, where each week we belly up to the bar with a new guest, find out what they do, who they are, and what makes them great. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alrighty, folks, welcome back to the Above the Bar podcast. It's your host, Sean. I jacked up the entire link for the last one, so had a little bit of technical difficulties. But that makes perfect sense for a day to like today, because if it ain't broke, it ain't punked. So we got to make sure we're making it happen today. So coming back, I looked it up. I think it was like 2021 or 2022 was the last time these guys were on. And let me fix my media here for a second, because I didn't even get to show them this yet, but I figured out how to do this while playing around with some new stuff. So we'll go ahead, look at the little intro for them. So joining us from parts unknown. Oh, wait a sec, man. Hold up, John. I got one of them. I got one of them too, man.
Yeah, you're in the same club. What's up, Sean?
Get in the same club. So joining us from parts unknown, and nobody's on their breaks today, it is both John and Keith of Punk As A Doornail. I'm not even going to have the cheer. The music's playing in the background. I'm going to leave it play for as long as I can. So we're going to be talking about, and I didn't realize this until I was reading some of the information that Keith sent me. 25 years, gents.
25 years. Actually, 27 years.
27.
But we can go with 25.
You were still in the womb when you guys did this.
We started in 1999, and I was like 20 something.
My God, just a babe in the womb, brother. Just a babe in the womb.
It was a babe in the womb, but you know what? I mean, the fact that. Okay, so back in 1998, I'll never forget. Keith paged me. We had pagers, everybody.
I remember.
So I called him back, and he pitched Punk As A Doornail to me. At that time, I couldn't take it. I had my main band.
Right.
And I started my side project.
So that was when you were still with Kenny G. You were still playing with Kenny G at the time, right?
No, actually, I was doing a band called Betty Rage, and I just started DMF, the Dirty Motherfuckers.
Kenny G Spot.
Yeah. So there's the Kenny G Spot. But so Keith called me up. He goes, "Hey, I want you to play this band." It's like, fuck, I can't do it. 4.5 months later, I saw him play. And I went like this. Fuck. I was so pissed I passed up on that opportunity. You know.
Well, save it for a second, John. Let's get the intro done. Let me get my intro done, because I want everybody to hear this story. So real quick, let's get this done. All right, folks. As always, over my right shoulder is the big board sticker and a card. You got something you're supporting. You got your own band that's been together for 25 minutes. I don't give a shit. As long as it's got a sticker, you can reach out to us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, our website, theabovethebarpodcast.com. Or email theabovethebarpodcast@gmail.com. Send me those. Let's talk about our sponsors real quick. Look, guys, I enjoy talking to these guys. You have no idea. Keith and I send messages still every so often when shit's going on. So our sponsors is Budget Blinds of East Greenbush, Hudson Coxsackie, Schoharie. Good Lord, we just got bombed with stuff on YouTube. All these different budget blinds. This month, buy 2, get 1 free. Come see your local Budget Blinds. They're going to hook you up. All right, that's done. So here's the deal. I want everybody to hear something. So I'm going to go back to my media for a second before I let John tell his story. If you know me, you know I love music. We have Isaiah on all the time, who's a good friend of mine, who he can no longer claim to be the current drummer for Black Flag, because they went on another tour and they got another guy to be the drummer. But up until recently, he was the current drummer for Black Flag. He's amazing. Everybody knows I love music. But I will promise you, no different than when you hear the opening riff for something like Stairway to Heaven, doggone Hell's Bells, any one of these like iconic opening riffs, when I play what I'm about to play, if you know anything about the skatar, and we'll get Keith to explain that here in a little bit, there is not another sound on God's green earth like this. I'm just going to play the beginning of it. Listen to this for a second, folks. Oh, it's giving me the whole song. You'll go back over here. What other instrument on God's green earth sounds anything like that? It's like somebody took a harpsichord and figured out a way to pick it up and hold it and then strum the inside of it. That's what it reminds me of. I know that might sound absolutely ridiculous, but if you were a fan of the Addams Family, it makes perfect sense.
I like that analogy.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Like, that's what it reminds me of. So I'm sorry. So go ahead. You were giving your dissertation there, John. So you heard Keith playing, the band was going, and you realized, you know,
band was going. He had another drummer playing, and I will say, even though I've taken his seat, we always owe a great deal of respect to the great Kerry Peeler, who played in this band before me. So I saw them play at this place, and I was like, fuck. Huh.
Wait, I don't know if you're supposed to say that word.
Well, I'm sorry.
You're
Sean,
okay.
Can I use profanity or not?
You're fine. I've yet to be kicked off for it, so I think you're good.
All right, I'll mind it though.
You may see it.
So anyway, I saw now I had regrets, buyer's remorse that I didn't join it. Luckily, about a year and a half later, he asked me if I would come in and play like some auxiliary stuff. So I played this thing.
You have to say it.
It's called the shit stick. We'll refer to it moving on as the S stick.
All right.
So I played the S stick, and it was this big 2x4, about 9 feet tall, and Keith put a fence cable down it, and then he put a little pickup at the bottom. No volume knob. Just plug it in and plug it into an amp and run.
Just let it go.
And it was great. It was great. So what happened was he also had a briefcase that you would play. So I'd play that sometimes too. I put the S stick down and play the briefcase. And then it got to a point where we set up 2 drum sets on the stage, and myself and the original drummer, Kerry Peeler, we would go back and forth, and he would trade instruments and I would sit behind my own. Basically, we didn't have to readjust anything, and it worked out fine. And then Keith kind of cut the band up. No problem. It's his vision. Right, and I'm going to let him take the floor from here before I chime back in.
Let me ask a real quick question before you give it off to Keith. Now, you've mentioned Kerry a couple times. Is he not with us? Like, passed away?
He's 100%.
Okay, I'm just making sure, like the way you're saying it, I thought he was dead or something.
When Kerry, he retired from drumming. And I want to make sure that he gets his due respect because I'm sitting in his seat.
Yeah, he's like 10 years older than us. And in our song Stereo is actually a quote by him. So
yeah.
In your living room on your stereo, making you horny.
Which I do want to add. If you look, I'm going to pick up my camera real quick. We are broadcasting live from the set of our stereo video.
Nice.
And we're nice. I love it. So no, I only mentioned Kerry because he allowed me to come in and fill his seat. He gave me the blessing via Keith Irish over here.
So what questions you got, Sean?
Well, listen, I mean, the first question that really is the most important, which is what the subject for today is, like 25 years. Listen, there's like bands making stupid amounts of music, and they can't make it past the first album. You know what I mean? Here you guys are 25 or 27, like you said, John, years later. You guys aren't punching each other in the side of the head. There doesn't have to be a mediator in the room to have for you guys to have a conversation. I mean, and listen, I think of bands like you guys. This is a marriage. Like you guys, you know, you have to have your give and take. Somebody's got to be in charge. Somebody has to be the smart one. Somebody has to be the organized one. You know what I mean? How do you do it for that long? Let's start with that.
Okay, who do you want first, me or Keith?
Whoever feels the need.
Go ahead, Keith.
Well, I'll start out. That Punk As A Doornail started out as a concept art project for myself. Me trying to figure out what concept art is. And if you know anything about concept art, it's basically like someone else could take it on, and as long as the concept is applied, that's the art, right? So it's very artsy fartsy, but like my concept was really basics, like do music where a skateboard was the predominant thing to make skate punk. So
didn't you tell me
with that in mind, I would
didn't you get in like the pop and pain music, like one of those? Didn't you get into that at one point, like people dropping pots and pans or some shit like that? Didn't you get into that at one point?
Drops.
Is that you? like people would like there was that whole thing for a little bit where like people were like, it didn't sound like anything. They would just like be banging on shit, and that was supposed to be music.
Yeah,
like a mid-90s.
Yeah,
thing.
It was like,
wasn't that you that got into that?
It's from the 90s. If you remember, the 90s are really noisy.
Yeah, man, imagine Stomp on acid.
Yes.
So yeah, like I like Merzbow. I like Einstein Neubauten. Harry Parch was pretty trippy. But
what's this got to do with 25 years, my man?
I know. Well, he asked a question. He asked another question. So he asked another question. He got another answer. So anyways, oh yeah. So the idea was to have the concept be there, and they could always change it. So we always like reinvented ourselves how we wanted to. And so it went through different cycles where it was like noise stuff. It was like a punk rock duo, and then I speed up, and then John's taken over, and now it's like a little bit more structured because like the previous drummer, he and I connected maybe a little bit too well, and so I think it's actually now we're kind of like a yin and yang. So that's it in a nutshell, and it'll probably piss off Carrie. So
that's his explanation. So how we can survive 25 plus years as a band, I'll tell you, Sean, and the audience listening, because there's only two of us. So therefore, there's no majority to tell me I screwed up or blew a clam on a song. It's just him. So I could just spin and be like, I messed up. That was you. Just like practice. You know? And the same goes, you know, it's vice versa. So it's because there's only two of us. There's no mutiny. So you know what? We make it happen. And we have a good time while we make it happen too.
Oh yeah. So this album here, Paddle, and look folks, if you're looking to see what the gents have going on, you can go to punkasadoornail.com. You can see what they've got happening. I've got listen, I got to tell you, you two clean up pretty well on the back of this album here. Where's this part at?
Right? Look at that. Look at that.
You know?
For all you that can't see, look at that stuff.
Now you got to go buy the album so you can see what we're looking at. But where was this picture taken at? Where's this park at?
This is, okay, we went to two different like mobile home parks in the city of Placentia, California. And I remember these places because these are places we used to go hang out on my lunch breaks in high school and go smoke joints at. It was a safe place. So
right.
I remember the fountain and the fact that it's like, you know, a paddle boat spring park, singing about a guy who can't even afford a trailer, so he lives in a boat in the lake. I knew of these two trailer parks that had the lake but no boats in it. So it's like, the hell, man, let's go for it. I like it. It's a pretty funny picture. I mean, it's got that fountain. You got the American flag because, you know, we love that fact that we are here. And, you know, even with the cover, look at that. It's nothing fancy. It just shows you what we are.
Yeah, here's a cool thing, John. Like, it's totally do-it-yourself. Like, there's only 3 of us that, like, did the packaging. Like, my daughter, myself, and him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know, pretty do-it-yourself.
It's the epitome of the do-it-yourself. But listen, you know, like I said, and folks, you're probably listening to the start of this, and I can't reach the other album cover, the one with
oh, you want me to go get it? Hold on.
The black and white cover. But I mean, I joke around with the guys about, you know, about the different albums, but I'm telling you right now,
this one.
Yes, that's the one. And you got to read some in a moment. I'll have you read some of the songs off of the back of the album because they're absolutely hilarious titles. but the thing about it is, folks, is this: if you like old school 80s punk rock, 2 guys just jamming out, not silly punk rock, not Blink 182 sad punk rock. I'm talking like legit Death. I wouldn't even go Sex Pistols. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones from back in the God.
You can go with Streamers.
Streamers. The first one that came to mind to me was the band Death from Detroit. I don't know if you ever heard.
Oh, yeah. I got their record too, but I'm not going to run and go get it.
I got all 3 of them.
Do you really have all of them? That's a pretty
yeah.
Dude, that's pretty dope to even have those, because a lot of people, unless you've seen, like, I had to watch the documentary. That's how I found out about them, was watching the documentary.
Yeah, that's how I did as well.
That's how he did. I saw the advertisement for the documentary, and I'm a cheap ass, so I only have Tubi. And by the time I caught the interest to go and see it, they took it off. I was like, oh. And then Keith was like, tell me all about it. And he goes, yeah, I ordered the records. So I was like, hell yeah. And then he loaned them to me, and I haven't given them back yet.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I wouldn't.
That was like a year and a half ago, almost 2 years probably. He gave them to me a long time ago, and my hands are like magnets on that thing, you know.
Well, that's what I say. So listen, folks, if you're listening to us live right now and you got questions about, maybe you're looking to get into music, maybe you have interest in music, or you're just curious about the guys, you know, what do they do during the day? I think it's actually, John, we talked the last time you were on your break, but I don't remember what you do, but I know what Keith does. And I think it's absolutely fascinating what Keith does that pays the bills, and then what he does for the passion and the love of it. You know, it's very interesting to me. Like, it makes perfect sense in my mind, because it's like, you're pretty straight-laced 9 to 5, wouldn't you say, Keith?
My schedule, I don't have a schedule, so it's not 9 to 5. But
you know what I mean? Like, for a day job.
Yeah, I understand. It's pretty straight-laced. Yeah. Like, last night I worked till like 1 in the morning. And I started at 7 a.m. So.
But don't you do like, you do like inspections and like.
That's real estate. Nah, that's a real estate stuff. And yeah. A lot of stuff.
Not inspecting, appraising.
Appraising, that's it. Appraisal. I knew it was something along those lines. But I mean, you're a pretty straight-laced guy, but then, you know, you're almost like you have sundowners. Like, as soon as the sun goes down, you're a whole nother animal.
Usually working.
I mean, you've been hanging out at our practices or what, Sean? Come on, be real with the audience.
I've known you guys long enough now. I see the posts pop up when shows are coming up and things like that.
I get to sneak in some shows every once in a while, but actually, my normal work day that people consider 9 to 5 is me like dealing with other people. And then after that, I can actually do my work. So then I sneak in Punk As A Doornail in the windows.
How many of those people that you've dealt with while doing your day-to-day, how many of the people that you deal with during your day-to-day have made it in the songs?
None. Why would I do that?
I don't know. If somebody was a pain in the ass and you could write an entire...
You know what?
No, I'm not paying it.
I can get it for him. When he's up there singing, but when he's up there, he's escaping. from the mountain of crap that we shovel on a daily basis. And I think the last thing he wants is to be reminded of the things we do for money. Right?
No, I really like my work. But like the only problem is that it takes a lot of time. But like even like doing the band is this, I don't know, everything's lumped in. Everything's lumped in where I spend time to certain things and I just gotta take care of them. So it's not like even like the band's work. Yeah.
I got you. But now let me ask this question. Now, and this might be like asking who's your favorite child. And I get it if you're like Murph. I can't do it.
Well, it's easy for me. I have one child.
Me too. I have 8. So.
Oh, fuck.
Oh man, you got to take out 7.
Well, listen, man, I have problems pulling out of the driveway, so don't worry about it.
I guess so.
But I got 8 of them, and listen, here's the best thing is I tell each one of them they're my favorite based on who's in the room, and I do the same thing to my grandchildren. My grandchildren will be there. I was like, you're my favorite, and they'll be like, and finally they've all realized, and they go, Pop, you tell each of us that, and I'm like, yes, I do. I tell each of them that they're my favorite. And I'm like, this way, nobody can be like, well, who is his real favorite? I just tell them.
Oh no, you know when they find out?
When I'm dead.
They fucking find out every year on Christmas.
Oh, you know what? Yeah. I figured that one out. John, I figured that one out too. You know what I do for all my grandchildren?
Let's hear it.
One. They all get brand new Nikes.
Okay.
They all get a pair of brand new Nikes. I get all my grandchildren get exactly the same thing. I'm like, what kind of shoes do you want? They go on the Nike website, on the app. They pick out a couple of pairs of shoes. I decide which ones I'm gonna purchase, and they all get a brand new pair of Nikes. So even then, they really don't have a clue who is the favorite. They're speculation. My wife's like, this one is your favorite. I'm like, listen, I cannot confirm nor deny, but I let her. So someday they'll all fight about it. But back to my question. So back to this. Flogging the Punk Horse.
Yeah.
Suck for Cash. Sleeping in My Piss, which I love that title. The self-release.
The G.G. Allen cover.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why it's for free, because like we're supposed to be on like this record label's like G.G. Allen thing, and It didn't happen, so I just released it for free. That has Carrie Peeler on vocals. Yeah. So sorry about that. But yeah, that's not like, I can't give credit to where G.G. Allen's like allowed to have, obviously it's his fucking song. So.
Now, Sean, I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard this from a touring musician who's pretty reputable. And he told me there's a club in Delaware that has a microphone that G.G. Allen shat on.
Really?
In a case, like on display, like it's a museum. Now we're all the way out here in the Orange County, Los Angeles area, so we can't confirm it. But I know you're over there on the East Coast, so when the snow thaws, maybe you can help confirm it for me.
I'll go run down to Delaware and find out where somebody if G.G. Allen shat on a mic somewhere. But you know what? That actually makes me think about something. There's a recent, going to documentaries for a second. There was a recent documentary that I watched that was kind of about that skater punk scene in Orange County in the 80s, 90s with Black Flag, with the Ramones. Yeah, all these guys. And there was a particular bar they were all at. I can't remember the name of it.
Are you talking about the Cuckoo's Nest?
It might have been, what? It might have been the Cuckoo's Nest. But they talked like there was all kinds of different things that went on during it. But are you guys of the right? I think you are, because I think you're close to my age. Going to those kind of places, getting an opportunity. Like, did you get to see those guys when they were touring in that area?
Well, okay, so
are we talking about venues?
No, I get exactly where Sean's coming from.
No, what is he talking about?
He's talking about seeing the bands at the venues that are well documented. Okay, so I'll give away my age. I don't care. I'm almost 50 years old. Okay, I was born in '76, so I didn't get to see. I didn't get to see the actual places.
When in '76? When?
December 26th, on the day after Christmas.
Oh, I'm July 20th. 76.
Okay. All right. So we're in the same bracket here.
Yeah, exactly.
So while I was growing up, I mean, I was too young to see these bands. But I remember there were a couple, like my friends' older brothers growing up, they would always have like a local, like a weekly magazine that's like for locally for Orange County. And they would be picking out shows that they could go to. I don't remember any of the bands, but I do remember some of the places when I got older and met these people that I used to like. It's a trip here. The people that I grew up listening to are from the same area, and we actually ended up playing shows together before I even knew who they were.
Oh, that's cool.
Cool. It was kind of like a cool treat like that, but we didn't get to see those bands in their actual element when it was happening because we were like 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. But we did get to see these bands when we finally became legally able to enter bars, and we would see these bands doing their side projects and stuff. And then 15 years later, they would reunite in their original projects and then go out and do stuff.
That's pretty awesome. And the documentary was Clockwork Orange County.
Yeah, so you're talking about the Cuckoo's Nest, which used to be down in Costa Mesa, down by the beach.
I watched that thing and was just blown away because we had Hammerjacks, and I couldn't get into Hammerjacks.
Right.
And that's a world-renowned, like that was the place to play back in the day out of Baltimore.
So, yeah, you've been East Coast your whole life, right, Sean?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, mine knew it.
Hey, what do you mean Baltimore? You're not from this. Baltimore, isn't it?
It's Baltimore. You didn't hear no T out of my mouth.
There we go.
You didn't hear that out of me. It's Baltimore all day long. Listen, I can get all kinds of credit. Hey, listen there, hon. We'll go on down there to the shore. We'll hang out for a little bit, get some crabs. Come on back up down to town. We'll go ahead and go down to see the O's play, get some crabs, sit down at the zinc, clean them all up. We'll be good there, hon. Don't worry about it.
Hey, what the freak, my guy? You talk my lingo.
Hey, honey, there. Hey there, hon. Come on down there to the house here. Bring us a 6-pack of Natty Boh. Let's just sit around and talk. Listen, I just started watching that documentary. Started watching on HBO. We Own This City. Have you seen that yet?
No, I haven't.
Dude, watch it. Oh, it's about Baltimore City Police. The Gun Trace Task Force was rated as the most corrupt organization within a police department in American history. And it was post Freddie Gray. And it was about how like they were robbing drug dealers left and right throughout the city and then letting other drug dealers do their business as long as they would tell them the other drug dealers to rob. Wild. So back to this though. See, this is the whole thing, folks. If you listen to the show enough, anyone that I consider a friend of the show, we're going to go high and to the right, off the rails, and talk about completely other shit than what we were supposed to. Did you guys know? I don't know if you guys caught it. I had your superintendent of schools for Orange County on a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Wait, who?
The superintendent for Orange County schools was on the show.
Oh, really?
It's on your show. Okay. All right.
Yeah, solid dude. Like amazing story. He was born in Vietnam. By age 2, he had polio. His parents left him on the streets in Vietnam. He ended up in an orphanage by age 6 during Operation Baby Flight. The America brought him to the U.S., was adopted by a family who the father was a teacher, like a 6th grade math teacher. And next thing you know, he wasn't even going to be a teacher. Became a teacher. Dude's in a wheelchair and everything. Absolutely solid dude. And he's your superintendent of Orange County Schools, which I didn't know was your school district has over 450,000 students in it.
Oh, people trip out. Like,
it's wild.
I got a friend who lives out in Vegas. He's trying to talk about how great, and how densely populated it is. And I'm like, look, MFer, there's more people in Orange County than there are in the state of Nevada.
It's crazy. Like, that's crazy, like one county.
How many episodes was this? Because I missed it.
I'll have to go back. It wasn't that long ago. It was within let me see here if I can find it. It's
like a quarter or two, or
now like if I went back I could find it. It was
no, don't worry about it. But
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like just hearing this guy's story, how he got where he was, the whole 9 yards. He was just, and you know what though, for a guy who, does what he does and has such an influence in an area, you would think it would be like, man, this is going to be crazy, or he'd be a little over in his own head. Dude, he was just the nicest, most solid, down to earth, realistic person that you could imagine talking to. Like, and he talked about some of his struggles where trying to become a teacher and a superintendent, as just becoming a principal, they were like, because he was in a wheelchair, they were like, so what are you going to do if something happens? He's like, same thing I would do any other time. This is my life. It's how I live my life. It's not like it might be tough for you because you don't know what you're doing, but I live like this every day. It's no big deal to me. And he's kids, everything.
There it is. I've been listening to your podcast, and you had one that was huffing elephant farts, and then another one that I thought was amazing. Instead of going left or right, go up and down. Where you want to? I think you're onto something right now. This conversation. How do you want to funnel it into that? What do you want to do?
I don't know, but his name is Dr. Stephen Bean. He's your superintendent, and it was on February 11th is when he was on.
Okay.
So go check that one out. But so
yeah, man, save the date.
Save the date from back in the past. Like you have to get all timey-wimey with the TARDIS on that one. But
back to this, I always wondered how you got from being in the military and then doing your podcast. How many steps were there to get to there?
So it's actually pretty easy. So here, I love being asked questions. So we'll let Keith ask me questions for a moment. So I was listening to a friend of mine. His name was Herb. He had a podcast called FBI, Fanboys Inc. And it was a pop culture podcast that I was listening to back in 2011, 2012 timeframe. And he did well, man. He was doing over 5,000 downloads an episode. And if you know about podcasting, that's really, really good, especially in the early days. So he was doing 5,000. It was pop culture. I would listen, and I could interact with them, and come to find out they were really only 20, 30-minute drive away from me. So I would show up to events and different stuff, and then they started having me on the show because I know pop culture. That's a thing I enjoy. So they were listening. Well, he shut that thing down, and it was Father's Day of 2020, and my wife had been saying to me for years, she's like, you should do a podcast. You should do a podcast. Yeah, I'll do it. Someday. I got to get the equipment. I got to figure. Well, Father's Day came around, and here she goes. Here's your equipment. Go do a podcast. And sure enough, I started doing it. Herb helped me out. He was solid about, giving me information, how to put things together. And we just started playing with it. And then it became almost, I hate to say routine because that's not what it was, but I started to figure out my pattern and my rhythm. It's just like you. Like when you pick up the skatar, you know where your first chords are going. You know where you feel like that sound.
Not really. You're implying I do.
Keith, I've listened to several.
But I do know you're a very good interviewer. So,
but that's where it just kind of took off from there. And then the next thing I know, June will be 6 years we've been doing this thing. Over 300 episodes.
Yeah, that's right.
And you guys were early on. And you guys were some of the early folks that were like, "Yeah, I'll give this guy a shot. Let's see what's up." And gosh, our first ones. Here's one for you. Our first interviews were done on Skype.
Nice.
Do you remember Skype?
Oh, I remember Skype.
Like we would do them on Skype and record them, and that. What was that?
Oh, no.
Skyper, what's up, Skyper? At least that's how they say it out here.
Oh,
what's up, Skyper? Crazy.
Just remember, man. The higher the stocks, the downer the fool.
Yeah, that's true. So you're talking about one of our last appearances that we had on the show.
Yeah.
And Keith brings up your military service, and above all, I do want to thank you for everything you've done. We do have multiple friends that have served in the military, and we're very grateful and respectful for them. And as a matter of fact, my dad's even a military veteran,
Oh, nice.
Now, I want to rewind back to a couple of years ago when we were on your show, and you told us a great story how you interrupted a Jewel concert. Okay. Okay, you remember. But the way you prefaced that story, Sean, is you said, hey, you want to hear a story about a couple jackass Marines? And because I was on a lunch break at my job, I'm like, yeah, let's hear a story about jackass Marines. And then after the interview was done, I'm sitting at my desk, doing work, and the hamster starts running in the wheel going, what are we calling jackasses? I gotta admit, I didn't know about your service before I came onto your show. And then I learned about it afterwards. I was like, oh my God. But for everybody out there, if you were an original viewer and saw that, I don't agree that anybody in the military is a jackass.
Oh, dude, we were
Thank everybody for your service. And I have mad love and respect for everybody who goes over and wears the uniform so we can do what we do.
Oh, John, we were such jackass kids, though. Listen, Eddie Money. This really happened at an Eddie Money concert. We ran no, it wasn't Eddie Money. It was George Thorogood and the Destroyers.
Yeah.
At a George Thorogood.
Who do you love?
Bro, we started a mosh pit at George Thorogood and the Destroyers that got so out of hand that the base MP's version of like a TAC team, like a tactical team, had to run in and break it up so the Marines would spread out for a little bit. And as soon as they were gone for a moment, they were back running in circles, just getting at it, bro. But that was us. Like we were, like I will tell you, and I think it's part of why, like when I talk to guys like you that have a passion for music, being in the Marine Corps, I listen to like growing up, my uncle's 8 years older than me. So I listened to a lot of Led Zeppelin, Eddie Money, George Thorogood and the Destroyers, Heart, a lot of those kind of bands because he was older than I was and I looked up to him. So that's what I listened to before, the grunge era that we grew up in, and I got to listen to that stuff. Then I got in the Marine Corps, and all of a sudden I'm hearing like banda, like Spanish banda music. And I'm like,
you spent some time in Pendleton, didn't you?
No, that was just out of Lejeune. That was dudes from Lejeune. And like they're playing music, and I'm like, what is this shit? Like, are clowns gonna come running out of my car in a minute? What is this?
Hey, a guy I used to work with called it pizza music.
That's funny, dude.
I mean, I'm not knocking it. I'm accepting to all cultures. You know what I mean? But I get what you're saying.
But I have a Banda CD now. I only have one, but it was cool. I was like, all right, I can get down with this. And that's the one thing I will tell you in the Marine Corps was I experienced all these different cultures, all these different musics, all these different foods. I used to remember the first time somebody introduced me to a ceviche. And the guy was like, you can cook without using fire.
Yeah, you cook without fire.
I'm like, what do you?
Well, you want to hear the worst thing about ceviche? There's actually a raw, like ground beef ceviche where they do that.
Tartar.
I know, right?
Yeah, tartar.
Have you had that?
Oh, I've had tartar before. Absolutely.
Tartar's good, man.
Dude, listen.
I don't know. My buddy, he was also in the Marines. He told me about it. But, he grew up with it. And I was like, oh, man, I don't think I could do that.
All right, who's the third wheel? Who's the third wheel?
Okay. Oh, yeah, come over here. I knew he was going to hold on. I'm going to turn it around.
Nah, he's going to
So this over here, this is Krogi, okay? Now, I happen to play drums in another band, too. The band is called Rat Feces, and along with my Punk As A Doornail tattoo, I do have it on my leg,
That's supposed to be green.
Yeah, along with the Punk As A Doornail. But I have a huge gash on my leg. You cannot hump it. It's just a wound. So that's Krogi. Krogi starred in our stereo video. And and he is a singer guitar player in the other band that I play in called Rat Feces. And he's here tonight because we have Rat Feces practice in my living room here on Wednesday nights. So we're hanging out and getting ready to start practice.
I'm glad you said practice after that, because you don't want to just be like, dude, I got rat feces in my living room on Wednesdays nights.
Yeah, dude, I got a rat feces in my living room. It's so sick, bro.
Yeah. I mean, that's so great. And you know what? I just love talking to you guys because your energy is right. You're like, you know what? You could be miserable. You could be like, oh, listen, man, I'm almost 50 years old. My knees hurt. I can't hear, which John can't hear shit, folks. If you know John,
hey,
John
can't I checked all those boxes you just mentioned, but you know what?
But you're not miserable. You guys aren't miserable human beings.
Well, we are. We just don't talk about it.
Well, but see, you have access. But you know why you're not miserable? Yeah. You're not miserable because you have access to the ultimate bacon cheeseburger at Jack in the Crack. That's why.
Oh, man, that ain't nothing. Come on.
I love Jack.
Hey, you know what? Let me tell you something. A lot of people go, look at this. When I put my hands in front of the camera, it looks like I've been using Mr. Big Cream, right? Because it don't just make one thing big, and make your hands big too. Anyway, so everybody goes, oh, In and Out, In and Out, In and Out. Let me tell you something, Sean. In and Out is worth the money because you can get a meal for yourself for under $12. Okay.
You like In and Out that much? I don't like In and Out.
But I will tell you this. I would much rather go to a place that's named after a guy who's like in his 70s or 80s and enjoy a burger from there for maybe $3 more.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about go to a place like Jim's or Ted's or Billy Bob's or, you know, Paul's or whatever.
Or Robert's.
Yes, George's, you know.
Or
anywhere or Tommy's instead of Tommy's because you know they serve chili, but it's still good.
What are you
know. But anyway, you look for a place with a yellow sign with red letters, and you'll get good food.
The wheels are good.
I still listen. On the East Coast, we do not have Jack in the Crack.
That's okay.
Really?
I'm gonna tell you something.
No, God. Look,
you know what? I wake up with Jack in the Crack all the time. Still always there.
We do not.
He's got it on the East Coast, West Coast. It's always going to be there.
Krogi, we don't have it on the East Coast. There's no.
You don't have any Jack in the Crack? That's weird.
No Jack in the Box on the
I
East
bet
Coast.
you got Jack in the Crack. You're in the Marines. He definitely had Jack in the Crack.
Listen, that's a different Jack in the Crack.
So wait, what state you got to drive to get some Jack?
I don't know. You'd have to start getting out towards the Midwest at least, but they don't have it on the East Coast.
But, okay, and you're upstate, right?
Yeah, we're outside of Albany.
Okay, so you know the thing is, you may not have Jack in the Crack, but you probably get lobster at a much cheaper rate than we do.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can go to Maine. That's a couple hours away. That's not a big deal to get over there. And we got Cousins, which is like this famous food truck that rides around and serves lobster. But listen, Albany is a horrible food city. You know what Albany's known for food? Tiny hot dogs. These little tiny hot dogs and a little tiny
Vienna
hot dog
sausage?
Bun. They're a little bit bigger than a Vienna. They actually look like a real hot dog, but it's a little tiny hot dog and a little tiny bun with onions and a meat sauce on top of it. That's it. Like they're not known for their food around here. It is a weird city. Real quick, folks, because this is how these things work around here when these guys and I get to talking. So let me go ahead and get this last call done. Every pour is a choice, so make it a good one. This episode is brought to you by New Scotland Spirits, small batch, handcrafted whiskey made right here in upstate New York. No shortcuts, no nonsense, just bold, smooth whiskey that delivers every single time. So whether you're celebrating, unwinding, or just enjoying the moment, make it count. Head to newscotlandspirits.com. New Scotland Spirits, make every pour count.
Hey, shot for shot, they make you feel like you're on top, right?
Listen, that's what I got in the glass right now. I just finished it. I just tapped this bottle here.
Nice.
So what else is coming up? I mean, so this out. If somebody wanted this album, is it on the website punkasadoornail.com?
No.
Yeah, I found out. Okay. I found out that I can actually mail it for about $5 domestically. So like we're selling for $25. So with posting, it's $30.
Okay, so like the deal is that you can only obtain these if you see us live. So it's a regional thing.
No,
but
I just
if you contact us, we'll mail it to you, but it's going to be about $37.
But will you
35? I'll stick to. No, they're 25. And there's $5. It's $30.
Okay, so
that's it.
We'll mail to you for about
plus
$30.
And you need
that's about the same price you pay for a record.
It's 2 minutes.
Yeah, $29.95 plus tax COD. You know what I mean?
I don't care if they want to mail it to them. I'll send it out.
Call 1-800-DOORNAIL.
Give me $30. I don't know. We're such neophytes and everything. I still got to figure out the Venmo stuff. So, but we'll figure it out. Just hit us up on the website, on Instagram, and I'll figure it out. And get
Why don't you do what 50 Cent did?
You got one.
Yeah, I got one.
You ever hear a record?
Have you ever heard about 50 Cent and Bitcoin? Have you ever heard that story?
No.
Nah, go about it.
So 50 Cent, one of his albums.
Wait, you mean 50?
50 Cent. Took Bitcoin.
It's your birthday.
He took Bitcoin for payment for one of his albums. And he forgot about it. So all of a sudden, one of his managers says to him, "Hey, man," his accountant, he said, "You have $15 million in this account. What is this?" He's like, I don't, what are you talking about? 15 in an account. He's like, "You have an account worth $15 million. What is this?"
Man.
And come to find out, people were buying up Bitcoin because you could buy early Bitcoin was $8 for a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
They would buy up early Bitcoin and then would turn around and buy his album because it was like 1 or 2 Bitcoins for an album. So they were like, "Man, I'm getting this album on the cheap. I'm buying it this way." He ended up with $15 million.
Damn, he better drop that while it's hot, right?
Drop it while it's hot.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out. We're trying to figure out how to sell 500 records, and I'm pretty sure 50 Cent could have done that in like
he could snap his fingers and it would have been done. In the meantime, we're going out and playing on Wednesdays and Thursdays, hoping someone buys a record.
Ladies' night. You should go out on ladies' night.
You know what? We would go out and play ladies' night, but look at us. We got a fucking face for radio.
Oh, that would be the greatest cover if you guys covered Ladies' Night with the skatar.
Oh, he hates covers.
Yeah, I don't care, but I might make an exception.
Oh, dude, how great would that be? Hearing the skatar start ripping off of Ladies' Night. How hilarious would that be?
That would be pretty good.
It's Ladies' Night. Oh, that would be so hilarious.
I did that one cover from like No Doubt where it goes dun 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 dun. He did
the hell of
whatever. What song is that?
Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
You know what it is?
It's later, no doubt, for sure.
Is it later?
Yeah, it's later, no doubt.
Or,
yeah, they had a video for it, though. They're riding jet skis around Long Beach.
I was wondering, it's before.
I don't know, man. This whole thing went off the rails.
Nothing less, John. Now, here's the question, though, John. Speaking of No Doubt, would you drum completely naked?
Would I what?
So you mentioned No Doubt. Would you drum completely naked? Because remember, their drummer plays completely naked.
You know what? Give me a crowd of 500 plus and give me some money and maybe we'll talk.
My buddy Nate said they might pay you to stay away from those ladies' night. Listen, they might get some extra.
Yeah, they probably will. We'll make more money at that than we will selling records.
Listen, you could do the full. You could do. Oh, there you go. Punk As A Doornail, full Monty, doing nothing but covers. The only covers the songs. The only covers we're having that night.
Let me get a picture. Look at Sean. Can you imagine him putting the head right here, the skatar, and spinning it around his Monty?
That's it. Listen.
Oh no, you didn't say after.
Hopefully, it's not a cold night because I don't.
Oh, that would be so hilarious. How hilarious would that be? One night only. Punk As A Doornail, full Monty. The only covers are the songs we're playing. Oh, how great. Dude, I'm telling you, that might be a thing. That could be a thing. You put that out there. Because remember, Bare Naked Ladies, that's how they got famous, was just based on their name.
You know what? Like, there is a band out here in Southern California that got quasi-famous, which means they got famous, but they didn't get rich. And they were called Free Beer.
I heard Free Beer.
So they would put their name on flyers, Free Beer. And everybody would show up to their show. Hi, I'm here for the free beer.
It's a band. Oh, that's great.
It's the name of a band.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody said Chili Peppers beat you to the naked. I do remember that. Like, didn't Flea used to do that or something like that?
You know.
Yeah, Red Hot Chili Peppers all fucking played in tube sock.
Yeah, they
used to play in the tube sock.
That's right. That was the tube sock.
But you see, it's not the tube sock that tells me no. It's having to have a steel helmet on my head that has fire coming out.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Dude. I mean, the sock, okay, I guess that's cool, but you know, don't put the helmet on me. You know, that brings up another thing too, being so that we're from like the West Coast and stuff. I'm gonna tell you something, Sean. When we go to the beach and you see a guy wearing Speedos at the beach on the West Coast, that's a confident son of a bitch. I'm gonna tell you why. Nobody realizes, unless you've been here, that the water in the Pacific Ocean in the summertime is only 62 degrees.
Dude, I did the beach out there because I was at Pendleton for some training. And I was like, oh, let me go out and hit the beach. Like, I'm thinking.
Hey, Sean, it's real hard to look cool when you come out of the water, huh?
Oh, no. Like, that's a different animal all in of itself. That's not friendly at all.
No?
Nate said, how many shots have I already had? Nate, I'm only on. I've had 2 drinks.
If you cough, you might cough out the head of your pecker after you go into our water.
Yeah, you guys.
So what you do in the military? Like, what like, did you like manage like any equipment or like infantry? Like, what you do?
So my first 4 years, I was a motor team mechanic. I broke everything I touched. I was not good at that job at all. And then the Marine Corps had this great idea, make me avionics on CH-53 Echo helicopters, which I actually was pretty good at, and I enjoyed that job. I got to do some cool stuff. I flew around the Statue of Liberty in a 53. We turned like it was on one run. We were going up to Willow Grove, Pennsylvania, and we were going on a run. So pre 9/11, we flew around the top of the Statue of Liberty. We tried to get the pilots to go under the GW, but they wouldn't go under it. But they did turn the bird sideways as we went through the GW. Went up to West Point, gave it the finger, and then came back to Philly and turfed the Link. The Link was the old Eagle Stadium. We turfed it, went inside and popped out. So that was a pretty good time. And then about year 2001, they sent me out on recruiting duty, and I did that for 3 years. Went back out to the fleet, and I was like, when I get out of the Marine Corps, I'm not picking up a multimeter. I'm not fixing helicopters when I get out. So I went back out on recruiting duty, and I did that for the rest of my career. So 12 of my 20 years was spent recruiting. I always say I did the devil's work. You know, I was the guy who had to take a kid who was 17, 18 years old. Mom and dad been telling them they're going to go do this their whole life, and tell them mom and dad are full of shit, punch their plans full of holes, and fill them full of Marine Corps. And I was pretty good at it. Recruiter of the year 1 year, Station of the year 2 years. I was a guy who they like to hand what we called a soup sandwich to. Hand you a soup sandwich and say, don't get it on your uniform. And I figured out how to make it happen every time. I was good at that stuff. I didn't make a lot of friends that way either, though, Keith. I was a guy that I took over MEPS, which is where they process guys to join. And I always remember this. I got handed the MEPS. We were like 32 or 33 out of 35 MEPS on the East Coast, like really sucked. And I fixed it real quick. Every morning I came in, if I had a kit enlistment package in front of me, I went through it and found everything that was wrong with it. And I wrote an email, tagged everybody in the command group, CO, Sergeant Major, everybody, and all the NCOICs in that email. And I said, this is what's wrong. Come get your package or your kid's not enlisting. And I dropped that email about by 6:15 in the morning. You've never heard more pucker factors go off. Assholes just squeezing, because I'm not going to fix you. I'm going to make everybody else in that command group go fix you, because if they didn't fix you, then they were okay with it being a problem. I didn't have to do shit. And guys would get, come on, Gunny, why don't you? No. I got enough shit to do in my day. You had this kid for how long? How long did you know he was going to join the Marine Corps? And you still fucked his package up? Nah, dog, come fix it. Because that's how somebody did it to me, and it made me good at what I was doing. Nah, dog, come get your, like, I was 2 hours away from MEPS, and I had a guy named Corsell, and he would call me up. He was a master sergeant. He'd be like, "Hey, staff sergeant." I'd be like, "Hey, master sergeant, what's up?" He'd be like, "Come get your kid." But why? What happened, master sergeant? He was like, "Your package is all fucked up." And I'd be like, "Come on, master sergeant." "Nah, dog. Master sergeant, I'll be in the office in a little bit." "Nah, dog, you gonna have to go and get this kid." And my kid would have to come off deck. But I'll tell you right now, after that, my packages were tight. My kids were good, and they processed. I brought that shit to Albany, New York. I took that station from being 32, 33 to being number one on the East Coast, consistently in the top 3.
Nice.
Fuck around and find out.
I gotta know. Yeah, that's my security system at my house. Fuck around, be looking down the barrel of a 44. So I gotta know, Sean. Like in you know, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a question in regards to the service, because I think everybody who served in the military has some really incredible stories, and everybody's story is so unique. There's no one story that's alike to another. And I would like to know, in your time in the service, what is one of the most memorable experiences that you can tell us about?
I would probably tell you.
What's one of your favorite things that you got to experience while you were serving for this country that you can tell us about?
Or not so favorite?
Now, I would tell you, I can tell you both. So, favorite story, I had re-enlisted. We were in Pensacola, Florida. I was going to avionics school at that time, and he's still a good friend of mine. I still message him. Bobby Ray Willis. He was from Jackson, Mississippi. And this is what the Marine Corps really is. Now, keep in mind, I was a kid from East Baltimore, Baltimore County, just over the Baltimore County city line. My closest friend was a guy named Bobby Ray Willis, who was a gangbanger from Jackson, Mississippi, was a black gangster disciple. And him and I and our new best friend, who I still stay in very close contact, was about as Aryan looking as you've ever seen in your life, guy from Grafton, Wisconsin. Now, I want you to understand that here's me at 5'8", Bobby Ray's about a little taller than me, and then Troy, who's 5'11", 6 foot, who like ran Ironman marathons. And we're all hanging out, and we went to New Orleans and had one of the best times of our lives. I'll never forget going to Checkers, pulling into the Checkers and them going, the black guy will have the vanilla shake, the white guy will have the chocolate shake, and the other white guy will have the strawberry. At the Checkers in New Orleans. And to us, we laughed about it, but that was our world. That if you want to know what the military is about, it is guys that shouldn't be friends, shouldn't hang out with each other, shouldn't associate with each other anywhere else outside of society. We would have nothing to do with each other in any way, shape, or form. We spent time together. I can pick up the phone right now, call, both of them still are in my cell phone, call either one of them, get them to answer the phone, have a conversation like nothing has changed. Troy will call me all the time, be like, hey, I'm in public right now. I got a question for you. Because he knows, okay, Bobby Ray, I'll send him pictures of stuff and we'll laugh about things. But that's probably my fondest memory in understanding it. And it took me to be a little bit older, I would tell you guys, to really understand what that was. Because today, now that I've been a civilian since 2014, I go around and people are very compartmentalized. Well, this is my viewpoints. This is that viewpoint. When you're in the Marine Corps, I don't give a shit what your viewpoint is. Somebody told you to go do something. You go do it and move on.
Yeah, you do
it. Your viewpoint meant absolutely nothing to me. You could bitch about it afterward. You can bitch about it when you get to the barracks. But at this moment, somebody with a higher pay grade than you told you to go do it, and that's the end of the day. Nobody cares. And that's a very Marine Corps thing. We're taught in boot camp. Do what you're told to do first, and then you can ask about it afterwards. And the reasoning is because right now you don't understand it. When it's done and over with, maybe you'll understand better what you did. And if you don't understand better what you did, you're welcome to go ask, but you're probably too damn tired to even ask. And that was the mindset. So that was probably my best memory. If I would say my worst memory, and that's an interesting question, Keith, because no one's ever asked me what my worst memory is.
I lead it to Keith.
But you know what it is? I was on recruiting duty in Reading, Pennsylvania, and I had been handed one of those soup sandwiches, and I busted my hump to get that thing going. And we're going to go over a little bit here, folks. So if you want to know what Punk As A Doornail's got going on, go to punkasadoornail.com. But I busted my hump to get that thing going and get that station working. So I got it up and running. I get a phone call from a buddy of mine, another guy from Baltimore, Gardner. And Gardner calls me up and goes, Murphy, in your office? I'm like, yeah, what's up? He goes, close the door. I got to talk to you. Well, one of your guys just ran a ringer. And what that means is, he took a kid and had him take the test for somebody else to join the Marine Corps. Cheated. And I didn't know about this. And the way they found out is the kid was supposed to join the Marine Corps, and he ended up not joining. His buddy came back from Army boot camp. He went to go see the Army recruiter. And when they pulled his, what the hell was it called? A 1099? No, 1976. Whatever the form was, they pulled his form, and they were like, well, you've already taken the test. The kid's like, no, I haven't. They're like, yeah, this isn't your signature. And he's like, nope. So instantly the Army scumbags flagged it and said, there's a problem here. So all this is going on. And the reason this is such a bad memory for me is I had trust in my Marines, and one of them did me dirty. And I called them all into the office, and I said, we're either all going down together or one of you is falling on this sword. Figure it out. And I walked in my office. And the guy who did it stepped forward, because I think the rest of them threatened him with physical violence.
Blanket party.
Oh no, in those days there wasn't no blankets. We just were gonna fight. We were just there was no hiding it. And he ended up admitting to it. But the worst part of it was I worked for a guy who to this day I wouldn't piss down his throat if his stomach was on fire. Who turned around and part of it I understood, because he said to me, you're the leader of this team and you didn't know this was happening, so you failed, which was true. But what pissed me off was, instead of it being a learning experience, he wanted to burn me at the stake, which would have ruined my career. I was a father of two at the time. And luckily, I don't know who the jag was down in Paris Island, but they sent me home for 7 days, didn't charge me with anything, sent me home, which they're not allowed to do. They have to charge you with something to send you home. But he sent me home, and the jag called me up and said, go back to work, Gunny. Don't worry about it. Go back to work. And never heard nothing more about it. But I'll tell you, for 7 days, I could shit diamonds. Because I didn't know what was going to happen. And another Marine who was willing to sacrifice everything around him, everybody around him, just so he could make mission. Because recruiting duty is, I could do a whole show on it. There's nothing in the Marine Corps like recruiting duty. I watched Marines, combat veterans, guys who had faced rounds down range, who had taken other people's lives from them, break on recruiting duty. Break. Wow. Because they're not used to it. It's a very thankless world, a very what have you done for me lately world. And I watch guys do it. So it's a different animal. Not to be Debbie Downer, Keith, in any way, shape, or form, but yes, that is the worst memory I have in 20 years of my career. You know?
Yeah, it's very insightful. And I'm sorry, I had to switch it back to you. But on the way over here to do this interview, I was like, I don't know. I'm so more interested in you than I am about my own band.
Listen, I knew exactly where this show was going. I knew.
No, actually, Sean, to be honest with you, I do want to thank you for sharing that about to us, because those of us that like him and myself, we didn't serve in the military, and I'm sure that you have some listeners that didn't serve in the military, and it's important for everybody to hear these kinds of things, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And you just displayed all three of those, you know, and
they were there.
And even though I know that we're the guests on the show, thank you for answering those questions for us, because what that does is for people who are blind to what actually happens, it does open up their eyes, and we need to make sure that we always have everybody to respect our military.
It's a different animal. Well, look here, folks. I got 2 questions left for you.
Sure.
They're very important. Tell Korg he can come over if he wants to get involved in this also. What was it? What was his name? Korg?
Oh, that's Kogi. He just went on the front porch.
Oh, Kogi. I was thinking Korg. You remember Korg from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Hey, Krogy's calling over. Come on.
Yeah, he said he'd come
Come here, Krogi.
Here, we're gonna put him in the middle, but that's not the role he plays.
Yeah, we won't play Ski Patrol either.
You won't play. I go skiing.
See, you knew the joke too.
All
right, so here it is. All right, so here it is. Last 2 questions. The first one is, what is your go-to? And this is for my buddy Nate. What is your go-to after show meal?
Go to after what?
After show what?
After show meal. MEAL.
Meal? Oh, okay. So being out here in Southern California, there is killer Mexican restaurants with awesome carne asada tacos and burritos that are open 24 hours. And if you don't feel like getting a greasy taco, then you can always go to Denny's or Norm's and go get yourself a breakfast. You know what I mean?
Or some kind of burger joint.
Yeah, there's tons of burger joints. You know, I mean, it depends on what area of Southern California that we play in. If we're in the Inland Empire or LA or Orange County, we're going to probably hit up a taco shop or a stand. And there's places out here in LA where they'll actually make the tortilla in front of your face on the street. It's incredible. It's so good. But then again, there's other areas that if you're in, you know, depending on like what area of LA you're in, you can go to like the original Tommy's. And for those of you who know what Tommy's is, they're like Tommy's chili burger, chili fries. It's a California staple that's kind of underneath the In-N-Out thing.
Okay. Yeah. How about you, Keith? You gotta go too?
I've always been down about Del Taco's cheddar quesadilla.
I like Del Taco. I've had a Del Taco.
Okay, so you know about Del Taco shop? My first corporate job was working a drive-thru window at Del Taco.
Yeah, he has bigger stories about that too.
I
don't know. You want to say that story?
No, I don't need to tell the stories. I got working graveyard at Del Taco.
Right,
I just saw a lot of TNA doing that shit.
Oh, I couldn't imagine like that.
But yeah, here's a story.
Large fries on my house, baby.
My brother David once after a show, he ate 3 quesadillas. I don't know how you pull that off unless you're like,
oh,
really?
Yeah.
That's insane, bro.
Well,
all right.
He just derailed Keith's argument here, but I mean the thing is,
I'm with you on that. That's a lot.
And Sean, I do have to tell you, if you are ever back out here in California, hit us up and we'll go on a drive to the high desert and take you one of the original Del Tacos in Barstow, California.
Oh, Barstow.
Everything's way bigger than what you get it where you're at.
Barstow's interesting. There's a Marine. There used to be. I don't know if it's still out there.
It's out by Fort Irwin.
Yeah, there used to be a Marine Corps base out in Barstow.
Hey, you know what the pickup line is in Barstow?
Are we related?
Nice tooth.
He knows it.
But that one, that's a second runner up there, man.
Yeah. Are we related?
That was a good one.
All right. Now
I gear that more towards Kentucky.
All right. What's question number 2?
All right. Question number 2. And look, folks, we're going to get ready to close everything up here. If you're finding us through Punk As A Doornail or Punk As A Doornail through us, make sure you're giving all of us a like, share, a follow. They've got a Instagram. They got a Facebook, all those different things. I know it sounds cliche, but that like, share, and follow really does matter. It really does change the algorithm. It really does happen. And you can look up rat feces. Make sure you put the word band after it, not just rat feces, because I have no idea.
Yeah, otherwise you're going to find solutions to help clear out your attic.
So rat feces _909.
909. Look, even my Aunt Eileen out in Montana gave you a thumbs up for that one. So listen, you've never met when I'm working on my horticulture and my my medicinal properties, I reach out to my aunt and I'm like, listen, what do we got going
Sean,
on?
me and you can talk for days, okay? I got gardening tips like a pro.
Oh, my aunt's got you beat, brother. She's got the best gardening tips. Her thumb is green. Everything.
Tell you what,
I don't know about
that. She's in Montana, okay? Bro. She's in Montana. That's all I can tell you. She's in Montana.
Yeah, tell you what, I'll mail you some genetics. How about that?
Montana's got good stuff.
We'll definitely talk about it, but at the I love it. I don't know who Barbara Fallon is, but thank you, Barbara. I appreciate you hanging with us. So last question, and you guys can figure out what order you want to go in. Do not log off on me afterwards. We just got to talk for a couple minutes. Is the guest always gets the final word? So what is our final word for tonight?
Hey, we're gonna work on a new album called Light Snacks. It's gonna be a double album, but it won't be out for 2 years.
All right.
So that's nice. Okay, you do one now.
The final word is fuck everyone. Do it for yourself.
I like it.
And for Krogi over here, EOE from Semi-Pro. Everybody love everybody.
All righty, folks. Be sure to push your stool in.
This has been a Second Front podcast presentation found on Apple, Spotify, and wherever podcasts can be found.